Subscribe to our channel and also press the bell icon to never miss an update from Kautilya's Fincast.
Welcome to Kautilya's Fincast for September 16th to September 30th, 2020.
Let's begin with corporate news.
Blackstone Group Incorporated and Partners Group Holding AG are the two remaining bidders, vying for a controlling stake in Piramal Enterprises Limited glass unit. Nestlé India said it will invest 2,600 crore rupees over the next 3 to 4 years to expand its manufacturing capacities, including setting up a plant in Gujarat as demand for packaged foods soars. Micro-lender Bandhan Bank Limited's September quarter metrics showed that small and vulnerable borrowers have been able to repay back their loans, which means that the unlocking of the economy since June has helped small borrowers get back on their financial feet. Mumbai-based Oberoi Realty reported an almost flat consolidated net profit of 137.74 crore rupees on an annual basis for the second quarter this fiscal year against a net profit of 138.07 crore rupees in the year-ago period. Wipro's equity share buyback could be an unmissable opportunity for retail investors. The 9,500 crore rupees buyback announced as an arbitrage opportunity for investors who hold Wipro shares worth up to 2 lakh rupees is on the record date for the buyback. The Australian operation of Chinese telecommunications equipment maker Huawei Technologies Company Limited said it would continue to cut staff numbers and investment in the country amid strained relations between Beijing and Canberra. Global investment firm KKR & Company will invest 5,550 crore rupees into Reliance Retail Ventures Limited (RRVL) for a 1.28% equity stake. RRVL is a wholly owned subsidiary of Reliance Industries Limited. Television as a medium is expected to make advertising recovery by the end of 2020 and command revenues of 34,100 crore rupees, despite the hit expected by the shift to digital platforms especially during the pandemic. After Coca-Cola, now Pepsi Company has decided to take an exit route from Kerala due to labor issues with its franchise Varun Beverages Limited approaching Labor Department with a mandatory closure notice. San Francisco and New Delhi-based startup Squad Stack has raised $5 million in a series funding round led by Chirate Ventures. The funds will be used for product growth and scaling its engineering and data science team in US and India.
Let's begin with market news.
The Shapoorji Pallonji Group told Sterling and Wilson Solar Limited that it is unable to repay pending dues to the tune of over 1,000 crore rupees that were due in June and September, the company informed stock exchanges. Kalyan Jewellers India received a nod from SEBI to float its IPO. Estimated 1,750 crore rupees would consist of a fresh equity issue of 1,000 crore rupees and an offer for sale worth 750 crore rupees, news agency PTI reported. Regulator SEBI has slapped a penalty of 31 crore rupees on Kirloskar Brothers Limited promoters and others for indulging in insider trading and committing fraud on public shareholders of Kirloskar Industries Limited. Investments through participatory notes in the Indian capital market dropped to 69,821 crore rupees at September end, but experts believe FPIs continue to be confident about the domestic market. HUL share price fell over 2% to 2,133 rupees apiece in intraday deals on BSE, even as the company reported an 8.6% on-year rise in net profit at 2,009 crore rupees in the second quarter. L&T stocks gained 3.3% as investors reacted to the news of L&T being the lowest bidder to build the largest segment package C4 of upcoming Mumbai-Ahmedabad high-speed rail. Robinhood Markets Inc., the financial technology startup credited with helping popularize trading among millennials, has increased its latest funding round from investors to $660 million, a spokeswoman for the company said. A cryptocurrency mania known as decentralized finance has helped to turn digital currencies into this year's best-performing asset by far. Increased adoption of DeFi has driven the climb in Ethereum, which appears to be maintaining its platform leadership status in the sector. HSBC Holdings PLC's tumbling stock price is testing the patience of even the bank's most loyal investors. Concerns are mounting that the bank's expansion in China will be derailed after the ruling Communist Party's Global Times newspaper reported over the weekend that it could be named an unreliable entity. Hexaware said trading of its shares on the National Stock Exchange will be suspended from November 2 on account of voluntary delisting by the IT company. Under the framework, any entity, being a company, a LLP or any other similar structure, recognized under the laws of its parent jurisdiction, desirous of operating in IFSC as an investment advisor, may form a company or LLP to provide investment advisory services. SEBI said. Tesla Chief Executive Officer, Elon Musk plans to list SpaceX's space internet venture, Starlink, several years in the future when revenue growth is smooth and predictable.
Let's begin with economy news.
The UK-India Business Council signed an MOU with WBIDC to focus on accelerating industrial development and helping to boost business and industrial development in the state. Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman told 21 states and 2 UTs, which chose the incentivized option 1 to bridge their GST revenue shortfall in FY21, that they won't face any cash shortfall in the year, due to the paucity of relevant cess proceeds. India's imports from China declined by 27.63% during April-August fiscal to $21.58 billion United States dollars over the same period previous year. Under GST, companies with a turnover of over 500 crore rupees will have to generate e-invoice for B2B transactions from October 1, 2020. However, for B2C transactions, e-invoice is not yet mandatory. 5 states were allowed to borrow more amid the ongoing financial crisis, as they have met the reform condition for implementing One Nation One Ration card system and to raise additional financial resources of 9,913 crore rupees through open market borrowings. The government is looking to give the investors flexibility to decide on the high debt of the airline. This will replace the current condition of the buyer taking over more than a third of the debt and transferring the rest to SPV. The Ministry of Civil Aviation identified and approved 78 new routes under the first phase of UDAN 4.0. As per issue released by the ministry, the government has sanctioned 108 crore rupees under UDAN for upgradation of 3 Chhattisgarh airports. The RBI has excluded 6 public sector banks, which are Syndicate Bank, Oriental Bank of Commerce, United Bank of India, Andhra Bank, Corporation Bank, and Allahabad Bank from the second schedule of the RBI Act following their merger with other banks. After testing use of HCNG as compared to neat CNG for emission reduction, the Bureau of Indian Standards has developed specifications of hydrogen-enriched compressed natural gas for automotive purposes as a fuel. Bickering among Indian government ministries and a deferred top court decision on the sale of bankrupt telecom companies' rights to use mobile phone spectrum has derailed the resolution of the industry's biggest bankruptcies, leaving banks waiting for $5.7 billion in payments. The National Cooperative Development Corporation has sanctioned 19,444 crore rupees as the first installment to Haryana, Telangana and Chhattisgarh for carrying out Kharif paddy procurement operation at the minimum support price. With the current level of inflation and prevailing uncertainty over the growth outlook, it is expected that the RBI will adopt a wait-and-watch approach and hold the repo rate at 4%. RBI is expected to maintain the status quo on the interest rates for the second time in a row in the upcoming Monetary Policy Committee meeting. The Prime Minister said, India is working with Australia and Japan to diversify the supply chain, noting that like-minded countries are welcome to join the initiative.